The 5 best MMA fights of 2021 and the worst. In 2021, MMA fans watched some extremely spectacular battles inside the cage, but there were also some truly awful fights. MMA had a fantastic year in 2021, so let's celebrate the sport by looking back at the best fights from 2021 that will be remembered for years to come. In this video, we will show you the top 5 best and the top 5 terrible fights this year from the previous 12 months. You'll be amazed when you see them. Without further delay, let's start today's video. Number 10 Worst. Ketlen Vieira vs. Miesha Tate, UFC 43. Miesha Tate's return to the UFC main event at UFC Vegas 43 was not a pleasant experience. Her second battle after coming out of retirement was against the always difficult Brazilian Ketlen Vieira. And contrary to popular opinion, the two submission wrestlers did not fight. The fight was one of the year's least memorable big events. Tate's face was busted up by going into Vieira's jab, which led to the latter's majority decision victory. Number 9 Best. Yuri Prochazka and Dominick Reyes, UFC Vegas 25. One of the best fights of the year was Yuri Prochazka's coming out party at UFC Vegas 25. Prochazka had beaten Volkan Oezdemir the year before, but facing Dominick Reyes is a very different story than battling Oezdemir. It was complete chaos over the course of 2 rounds. Prochazka's eccentric fight style resulted in numerous violent exchanges, and both men were injured at various points during the bout, with Prochazka even saying afterwards that he was knocked out by an upkick from Reyes. Prochazka won the bout with a spinning back elbow knockout, securing his position as a top fighter. Number 8 Worst. Demian Maia and Bilal Mohammed, UFC 263. Demian Maia's farewell bout in the UFC could be one of the worst in the organization's history. On the main card of UFC 263, the Jiu-Jitsu ace met Bilal Mohammed, and it was a hard watch. Maia was blocked on all of his takedowns, and the bout was reduced to a hug against the fence for either man. Mohammed continued his climb up the ranks by winning a weak, clear majority division. Number 7 Best. Paul Daley and Saba Hamasi, Bellator 257. The fight between Paul Daley and Saba Hamasi is likely the year's most underrated. The two UFC veterans clashed in a 2-round brawl at Bellator 257, which was possibly the best Bellator fight of the year. Hamasi got the better of Daley early on, knocking him out and nearly completing the bout in the first round. After making it through the first round, Daley began exchanging and eventually pushed Hamasi out of the second round. Daley came out in the second round and knocked out Hamasi to stop the fight. Number 6 Worst. Norma Dumont vs. Aspen Ladd, UFC Vegas 40. Aspen Ladd's debut as a women's featherweight was much awaited. Despite arriving on short notice, she was a huge favorite against the very inexperienced and unknown Norma Dumont, who had previously defeated another female in Felicia Spencer. Dumont won the battle, but it wasn't enjoyable. Ladd had no idea how to get past Dumont's jab and thus spent the first 5 rounds of the fight doing nothing. On the scorecards, Dumont was declared the winner by a majority decision. Number 5 Best. Santiago Ponzinibio vs. Miguel Baeza, UFC Vegas 28. On the main card of UFC 28, Santiago Ponzinibio was viewed as a scapegoat for rising star Miguel Baeza. Baeza had been ranking up highlight reel knockouts, while Ponzinibio had returned to action with a crushing knockout loss to Li Jinliang in January after years of injury. After 3 rounds of battle, it was determined veteran Ponzinibio who prevailed, surviving the early attack in round 1 and winning the final 2 rounds to put the brakes on the hype train. Number 4 Worst. Jairzinho Rozenstruik vs. Cyril Gane, UFC Vegas 20. Cyril Gane was supposed to make his UFC debut at UFC Vegas 20. Instead, fans were given to probably the worst fight of the year and unquestionably the worst main event of the year in 2021. Over the course of 5 rounds, Gane outpointed Rozenstruik, and by outpoint, we meant outfit. Gain deflected the entire battle, and Rosenstruck was frightened to throw because Gain never sat down on his blows and took advantage of the reactions. Gain was declared the winner by a majority judgment. Number 3 best, Max Holloway vs. Yair Rodriguez, UFC Vegas 42. Max Holloway never puts up a dull fight, and his match with Yair Rodriguez was no exception. Rodriguez started off by smashing Holloway, but as the rounds progressed, he began to take control of the battle in true blessed form. Max Holloway won by majority decision on the judges' scorecards after 5 rounds of total disarray with a lot of lead changes to confirm his third shot at Alexander Volkanovski. Number 2 worst, Alexander Rakic and Thiago Santos, UFC 259. The bout was so bad that UFC analyst Daniel Cormier stated strongly that no one deserved to win. This lightweight bout had all the makings of a classic on paper, but it ended up being the worst fight of the year. After 15 minutes in the cage with no action, Rakic earned a majority decision on the scorecards. When you're on the undercard of a terrific light heavyweight fight between Jan Blachowicz and Israel Adesanya, it's hardly the best look. Number 1 best, Justin Gaethje vs. Michael Chandler, UFC 268. Rarely in MMA does a battle with Fight of the Year hype actually live up to the hype. Against all odds, Gaethje vs. Chandler was everything, and more than even the most devoted followers could have imagined. Gaethje was nearly knocked out in the first round, while Chandler was nearly knocked out in the second. The match was decided in the third round, with Gaethje pulling out the slugfest majority decision to earn a shot at the 155-pound crown. So viewers, did you like the video today? Tell us in the comments section which fight you found the most interesting. Don't forget to like and share our video, and press the bell icon for more regular updates.